very briefly, I'd like to invite Denny from the Brazil chapter to showcase what has been going on in the past year from with ASAP Brazil. So thank you very much, Denny, for joining us.
What we are doing in Brazil is kind of divided in a work with many networks. First, with the network of Latin American lawyers to climate change. And there in this network, we are working with agroforestry, food security, climate change, and biodiversity. Another network that we are working is in the NETI, is an acronym in Brazil for international tribunals, and we are with 4 researchers. I'm one of them, and Douglas, who is also from ASAP, is in this network. We are working, we are thinking about colonialism and climate change, and we are researching first biodiversity, and we just launched a regional study in the Amazon region about colonialism, and we are still working in the discussions of the agriculture agreement in the trade, international trade and colonialism. And the third network is the network called circular sustainable bioeconomy. That's actually why I prepared this presentation, to kind of explain this. But in this network is a group of my students and former students that now are in postgrad, and we are studying many aspects of economy, law, and international relations, and also one geography in the group, geographer in the group. So let me explain this multitasking topics soup for you. First, Brazil. We have a very special, more than other parts of the globe with the climate change. For us, it is different from the rest of the world. We are talking about losing biodiversity. We're talking about losing production, agriculture, and cattle production. So it's kind of very different characteristics of the rest of the world, and also very contentious and not easy to solve or think or have any idea about. Then we have a particular problem with food and nutritional insecurity. We produce 3 times more food than we need in Brazil, but we have thousands of people hungry or not with not enough nutrients. We identified that we have an economic problem and a need of economic paradigm. It's not easy to solve this, so we have to include different aspects. So especially in Brazil, we have, it's hard to explain in another language, but we have 2 economic views of Brazil, basically. One is about business as usual and the agriculture as priceable things, and other is more less robust with our mathematic things, but it tries to include indigenous people, communities, empowerment of societies, and very distributed by design. So it's hard to monitor and harmonize all those views. And then, particularly in the problems of Brazil, we have illegalities. It's a legal problem in Brazil. Most of the problems that the world hear about us is about illegalities fires, illegal lumber, illegal miners, land grabbing, little supervision of the public power, and pendular political pressure. For example, last government had suspended all the fines that were already due, so it didn't pursue to receive these condemnations that were already decided. So that's a particular problem that we have, and this illegality as a whole make a pressure and a reactive action in the production side. So internationally, the pressure comes to not necessarily who is doing the problem, but that can be not very prone to take any measures. So it's a very complex problem. We have part of the solution, part of the problem, and also we have to think globally. So it's very tricky to find these public-private solutions. Our concepts in those many networks that I told you about are basically the donuts economy, because we have lots of people lacking everything here in Brazil, and also we are trespassing lots of planetary boundaries here. So the triple crisis of pollutions, loss of biodiversity, and climate change, and also the fourth one of degradation is particularly very important and present in the whole economy of agro product exporter like Brazil. And also a theoretical framework that we have is this circular and sustainable bioeconomy. We need to have food, fiber, bioenergy, materials of all sorts from bio-based materials. And we are very far away from this goal because we only have most of the bioproducts, bio inputs are food. We don't have bioenergy, bioconstruction, anything else from that. And we have a very low level of circularity. Even in Brazil, that, for example, waste is basically organic. So it's known and very easy to known from thousands of years how to reuse these organic materials. It's only a matter of biodigest, for example, that society, humanity has known for thousands of years. So it's not pricey or difficult or high technology for Brazil. It doesn't mean rocket science. It means political will and lots of cooperation that's very hard to find in a country like Brazil. The ones that don't know, Brazil is an ex-colony, very with huge social discrepancies and slavery economy for 400 years ago. So it's very hard for this kind of society to restructure. Another framework that we use is business and human rights. We have to realize that we have a complex problem with this uneven balance of power, politics, even in Brazil, corrupt powers, corporations, public power, social organizations from society. So we have to use this text that Janet Dean sent to us. Is not published yet, the review of her book, but we are already studying it because she sent us from email. And this is the complexity of the networks that we have to think, not only this transnational advocacy, official like Greenpeace or something, but also the articulations of corporate business around the world and the pressures that the supply chain exert over the producers, for example, and extract the value added from those that are really in the farm. And also realizing that there are some transnational advocacy networks that are more complex that we are used to see, and we have to provide solutions using this kind of design. And basically what we are thinking and producing, it's not very robust yet in terms of methodology, but we had been producing lots of texts from different people in different moments, and mostly in Portuguese. But we are trying to increase this shifting paradigm and to put nature and human beings in the center of policies, articulate public-private collaboration, and to create this new economy that we need. So, and basically what we are thinking is first the cities in nature, because we cannot think anymore of the rural area and the urban area divided. We have to integrate them. We have to rethink our cities to be more biophilic and regenerative and have less inequalities. We have a problem of data in Brazil that's very acute. And we had, let me just come back here because it's very important for you to know and hard to have this grasp of information from outside. We had been having data from public offices for decades, and in the last government we had a apagão de dados. What does this mean? It's a stop of this data. So until now we are facing this lack of statistic, and this is very difficult. We have to work on it to maintain this reliable data, because our policies cannot be from this political view only. We have to inform with data, really useful data. And also to finish, I think my time is almost, oh, sorry about that. We are also very keen on studying forms of stimulate the agroforest production, because the actual production of bio inputs are from monoculture, highly technical, and with hydrocarbons fuel, and also with chemicals, very intensive in chemicals. But the reality, the geography from Brazil and the climate here, it enables, and lots of farmers are doing already this kind of agro production and creation of cattle raising from this kind of integrated system. So it's using forest, agriculture, and pasture together in a very intense way with bio inputs instead of chemicals or very highly monoculture. We think this kind of production to this integrated systems, and this can be taken from urban areas and big areas, and also commercially. So it's very important, and our group is part of a very huge research in University of São Paulo that is thinking about sequestration. And then I promise it is the last one I'm talking about, is about this huge USP, University of São Paulo, that we are part, not officially, only me. I'm the only official in this group, but with myself, indirectly, all those networks that I told you about that I work with are also linked in a sort of way with this São Paulo University effort to use this academic strength, multitask from many areas to find nature-based solutions. Instead of monoculture, we have this integrated systems with lots of crops and forest and cattle together. But for this, we need another kind of idea about about the system of the agri-food system that are not in farms, but also from including even the retailers there around the world where you are, they are also part of the food system. We have to think and put the responsibility and share the responsibility and prices for the change and everything with the burdens and the gains from this whole and the logic is from farm to fork. We have to this all broad interpretation of the food system. Also very keen in biodiversity. To get to today, the biodiversity and the climate international perspective are kind of different, with different lawyers, different minds put onto this or the other one aspect. But we, especially in Brazil, because of our biodiversity, we have to merge those two. And this is the last, I promise, is the possibility of the agriculture and pasture and forest to become a carbon sink. It's natural and very inexpensive because it's photosynthesis, and we basically need to use ways to increase what nature's already do in its best. So we have to use technology to increase the ability to get more carbon into the soil, for example, as dissolved organic matter, as this draw shows you. So basically, this is what I am up to this year, and I will continue to do for the future months, I hope. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Denny. Appreciate it.